Okay, I just got finished doing something that I can't get my time back for, and that is watching a whole bunch of hypocritical countries come together to conspire against President Trump, and that is the United Nations. They just had a little ensemble to show their disappreciation for President Trump's um, Secretary of War, I believe, Rubio, and other cabinet members to show their disdain for the good work that they've done. And I find it very hypocritical with all the problems that China has, the drug problems that China has, especially with transporting them all over the place. We had Liberia, who, a couple of years back, it was just bloodshed over there. Then you had the host, the Somalian host, who's the president, I believe, of the something in the UN or whatever. Excuse me if I really don't know his position. But then you had them and the big scandal going on in Minnesota with the Somalians. And you have, just so many people with so many problems in their country upset with Trump because he went into a country and made things right. He's going to make things right for the people. All of these people are really just scared because they know they have a lot of corruption going on in their countries, and they are fearful that the president's administration, the military, shout out to the Delta Force, will be coming in to get them very, very soon. Now, there's some accusations that President Trump and the cabinet and Rubio, Secretary of War, they all violated Article 2, Section 4. So what is Article 2, Section 4? Let's check that out right quick. Okay, and here we go. Article 2, Section 4 of the United Nations Charter states that all members shall refrain in their international relations from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state, or in any other manner inconsistent with the purposes of the United Nations. This provision emphasizes the importance of maintaining peace and respect for the sovereignty of nations. So, this is what they're trying to say by President Trump sending in the Delta Force. He went in and he violated this because we. Okay. So, what I wanted to go over is the purpose in the first place of the United Nations. And this is how I'm going to show you, in my opinion, how he violated these things. And it's really quick. Okay, these are the aims. United Nations aims to maintain international peace, yada, yada, yada. Number one, maintain international peace and security. Okay, when Maduro released the criminal organization Trende Aragua, he was in violation of maintaining international peace and security with America because he opened up the prisons and the mental institutions in his country and he sent them over here. Now, would that be protecting peace and security? No. So that is a violation. Strike one. Number two, promote friendly relations amongst nations. Maduro is in violation of this, right? Because he has participated with criminal drug trafficking organizations. This is one of the reasons he will be facing trial here in my city, New York. Okay, and I'm going to get into those court documents and I'm going to be following the trial, and I'll do a little reporting on it, but I'm more interested in seeing the results than I am talking about it. But I am going to go through his court documents to see what and who are all the organizations that he is in cahoots with. But this is a violation. You cannot be in cahoots with criminal drug organizations and say that you are promoting friendly relations among the nations when you are causing harm with these drugs who we know are killing and have already killed at least like 200,000 people. I'm sure it's more than that. I think we got up to 270,000 people to be exact. But, this is not promoting friendly relations when you are the president of a country, the leader of a country is in cahoots with criminal organizations to bring drugs into other countries. So, strike two, he's in violation of that. Facilitate international cooperation. Maduro is in violation as his collaboration with Cuba was not, it's not under the guise of economic development or humanitarian assistance, but it's something more nefarious. And that also is going to come out in court. I don't want to overstep or, put anything out there, so we need to wait for more facts to come out. But we know he's in cahoots. We know that there were Cuban soldiers there. So we know that they are conspiring, to commit organized crime. So he's in violation. He is not facilitating international cooperation, because when America reached out to him to ask him to get a hold on some of these things, he refused to do anything. He just brushed us off and continued with life as normal for him. So he's in violation of that. Then you have number four, advance human rights. Okay, he's in violation of that because the people of Venezuela elected someone else other than himself to lead them, and he chose to ignore the people's vote. Okay, so he's not worried about human rights when he neglected the rights of his own people who decided they no longer wanted him as president. So he's in violation. Number four, strike four. And the last but not least is number five, address global challenges. Okay, so he's in violation of neglecting the humanitarian efforts of his own people. They are non existent. I just spoke about the hospital condition out there. Not only that, they face getting extorted out there. They have to watch how they go out when they shop in order to avoid, the military that's on the ground there, because they extort them for money. Now, here it is, these people, they know the condition and the extreme poverty and the extreme stress on those people's finances, but yet they're still out there extorting them, for the little bit of money that they have or whatever. So yeah, he's not practicing any type of humanitarian rights. So by default, he should have been kicked out of the UN. Maybe temporarily or something. They should have been kicked out of the UN, and because he's not holding up to any of the standards of the charter. While they're trying to point their fingers at Trump, like I said, when China knows the drug problem that they're having, and the amount that's coming in here, and we've been on them. So a lot of these people, Latin America is very scared because that's where the drug supply comes in. We get huge amounts of cocaine, heroin, Fenty, Tusi, Coochie, or whatever. Excuse me, I'm going to say the wrong thing. Whatever, all of these drugs that we get come from Latin America predominantly. And we've been going back and forth for years about, what to do about this. And now Trump is taking action, and as soon as he does, they go crazy. So it'll be more rhetoric and, oh, he needs to be impeached. And, it's just talking points for these people, whatever. But what Trump and Rubio did was great. Shout out to Rubio. And, I know he wants to help his people, and he is. Ultimately he is. And I hope they do go in Cuba and go, wherever else we can go and help. Good, because then people can enjoy being at home and they can come and visit us. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go and visit them. You know how many people have family in Cuba that they haven't seen in years? But would you go over there to try to visit? A lot of people would love to go back and forth freely, and they can't because of all of this communist regime stuff going on. So if our president is willing